Oh, champ. After announcing his European tour this summer, Drake has landed himself in hot water once again after he just followed a streamer from Cenat Streamer University who just so happened to still be in high school at the time of him following her. Now, has Drake not learned his lesson? Hey, look, things is getting real crazy, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button because it does help the algorithm, because we about to get deep. So, there's a streamer by the name of Yana J who participated at Cenat Streamer University, where a bunch of creators were streaming at this university. Alright, it was a huge event, it lasted for about a good week, and it did insane numbers, okay? Now, Yana, in particular, were one of the newer streamers on the scene, very young, by the way. She's actually still in high school. And, well, she was in high school. Let me correct that. She was in high school. And now, you know, she just graduated last month, but before she even graduated, Drake just so happened to follow her while she was on stream at random.
Someone said Drake's following me! You try to be my hair.
So yeah, it's a little bit suspect for Drake to be following this girl while she is still in high school. She hadn't even graduated yet, alright? She didn't graduate until Stream University was over. When the Stream University ended is when she actually graduated, which was last month in May, alright? Which was pretty much almost just like a week ago, right? But why is Drake still trying to target these young girls? I mean, barely legal girls. Alright, it's looking incredibly weird for Drake. I mean, we also heard other things that went on in Australia. At least they were rumors. We didn't really get proof of it, about him doing things with minors out there, or having minors at parties and etc. Or even in Manhattan, there was a girl who came out and said that she was around Drake when she was like 17 and things like that. But why does he continue to do this unless he is indeed a Geppetto? I'm just asking, gang, because these things can't just keep repeating themselves, and it's not something weird going on. Alright, now look, I can say all these things and there's still not going to be an issue drawn up about it, because there's other people who are doing the same thing who don't want to be outed like Drake is being outed. Now, am I just picking on Drake? No, because if anybody is seemingly a Geppetto, I'm going to expose it. I've done it plenty of times. I have a history for doing it, and I don't care who it is. Alright, but yeah, man, Drake is back on the prowl again, it seems. Alright, he even tried to kind of stalk one of my friend's daughters who was in the same age range as Yana. Now, before y'all say that Yana is underage, she's really not. She's actually currently 18, turning 19 this year. Alright, but that doesn't make it right. This is weird. Why is a man that is soon to be 40 years old any day now trying to follow a girl that's still in high school? When I think of a guy who is, especially at that age range, following a high school girl, I must assume that, okay, he's not just waiting for them to be 18. He would actually do something with a 17 or a 16-year-old. I have to make such assumptions, because why would you even look in that direction? Something's up with that. All right, now look, 18, 19, these are clearly legal ages, okay? But when you are just targeting barely legal ages, something is up, gang. I'm just gonna say that something's going on. It means that you wouldn't mind, going under. And we already know that Drake has a history of being around girls under the age of 18, right? Let's not forget these things, okay? So his Degrassi mind has never turned off. It's still there and always will be there, okay? Drake, you're doing a lot right now. And unfortunately, it seems like he's going to be getting away with it, because again, it don't matter what I say, it don't matter what who says. Listen, some people are just gonna turn a blind eye to this. They're not even gonna make nothing of it. They don't care that he's doing this. They probably know other people that's doing it, and they don't care that they're doing it. And unfortunately, this is the sick society that we're living in right now. You know, I can say whatever I want. I can say this and it might be outrage and it might go viral, but truth of the matter is nobody's gonna do anything about it Nobody's gonna cancel him or nothing like that. It's just gonna keep on happening. Alright? But that's just how fandom is, man. You know, you can do the worst things possible, you can do the weirdest things possible, and people just won't judge it. They'll turn a blind eye and act like it's not happening, alright? Just like they did the same thing. The crazy thing is, back in like 2018, I believe, when the whole Millie Bobby Brown situation was happening, when he was seeing the girl, going to dinners with the girl, bring the girl on his yacht, nobody really raised any real concern back then. Now, I'm glad that when Kendrick brought it up, that it actually was being more of a thing, but I feel like that's only because, you know, people wanted to see Drake go down. I feel like it's only because it was a popular thing to do. Had it been more low end and Drake wasn't in beef with Kendrick, nobody would really care that he was doing anything with an underage girl. I'm just gonna be honest about the situation, dog, because like I said, I was also someone who was making videos about that back then. Alright, even back then when it first happened, when he was with Millie Bobby Brown and all that stuff, I was like, yo, this is weird. Why isn't anyone saying anything about this? I said something about it back then, but I was a way smaller creator back then too. You dig? So didn't really mean much back then. So that's just a fact. You know, didn't really mean much back then. But now, I mean, people are, you know, he's being called a certified pedo and an A minor and all that, because it's popular to do now. You know, which I'm glad. I'm actually glad that it is popular, you know, so people should know if someone is a predator or a weirdo. People should know that, all right? Somebody who does those types of things that is cool with, you know, being around underage girls or doing anything, trying to romanticize being around them, there should be consequence behind that. There should be people knowing, hey, yeah, this guy's a Geppetto. There should be a big arrow on the Geppetto so everybody knows, right? Now, like I said, it's unfortunate that, you know, it's not a crime to just lurk around and search for barely legal girls. It's just not a crime, unfortunately. As creepy as we want it to be, unfortunately, what Drake is doing is not a crime, even though it's the weirdest thing ever. But just because it's not a crime doesn't mean that we can't hold him accountable for being a weirdo. I'm just saying, everything this guy does when it comes to dating and all that is always something weird, alright? I mean, there's a reason why this man could not keep a relationship with a grown woman. I mean, he ain't keeping a relationship with the women who are barely grown either. Let's just be honest, alright? But man, why does he think this is okay, man? Why does Drake think that this is a smart thing to do? I tell you why. Because a predator is always going to be a predator as far as I can see it. Yeah, predator is always going to be a predator. I done heard since before the beef with Kendrick that Drake was out here stalking women, trying to intimidate certain women from, you know, being, you know, having babies or things of that nature. These are just allegations, by the way. We don't have proof of it. But these are things that I heard, okay? These are things that I heard. And now it just looks incredibly weird that you're dealing with minors or people who are nearly minors, close to being minors, still in high school. High school is filled with minors. Why are we looking to women or girls who are still in high school? This is weird, odd behavior from Drake, but it's a behavior that's been happening since we knew of his existence. All right, we've known him to do these things. It's not the first time, and we for damn sure know it ain't gonna be the last time either. You dig? So Drake on his weirdo run, it won't stop. It's not gonna stop, and nobody's gonna try to stop it. Nobody's gonna make a hoopla about it. All right. There was a time when Kendrick came around and made it a thing, and I'm glad that he did that. I respect that. That's amazing, because he's probably the only rapper that would ever do such a thing. But nobody cared when it wasn't a beef. That's the only issue. If there was no beef, we wouldn't even be making a big thing about this. Well, I would still be making a thing about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'd still be making a thing about it, because I was making a thing about it before the beef even started. But because of the beef, we really can't, you know, expect this to really go anywhere crazy like we thought it would go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's unfortunate, but truth of the matter is, this guy's a creep. This guy's been creeping. This weirdo behavior has been in Drake's arsenal for quite some time, okay? And these habits don't stop. He's just gonna keep doing it. It's very weird. Now, of course, there's gonna be people who are super duper Drake stans that are gonna argue, hey, but she's legal though. Hey, she's 18. Hey, she's 18. Okay, good for you, Jim. I'm glad you know that. I know that too. But she was still in high school when he followed her. I don't know if he messaged her. I don't have any proof of that. We don't know anything about that. And 9 times out of 10, a chick that's in high school or etc. isn't gonna tell us if this man inboxed her unless she's a supreme clout chaser. And maybe one day that will happen. Maybe. Alright, but I'm pretty sure Drake is very much cautious of who he inboxes and things of that nature, just because he knows the repercussions, especially after a release like not like us. He sees where this can go. He sees that this, can get out of hand really quickly if he's not careful. Let's just be honest about the situation, okay? But gang, how do y'all feel about this, man? Am I reaching, or is it incredibly weird that Drake is still trying to approach girls in high school? You let me know how you feel in the comment section, gang. And by the way, make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're sharing the video. This all helps the algorithm. And leave a comment below and let me know how you feel. Please and thank you, gang. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. But special announcement, gang. It's the mayor. The one and only real New York mayor, F. Eric Adams, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham, and you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Make sure you hit the like, share. I'm up out of here.